took a flight. This is over from the mainland. He and I took a flight up to Seoul, hopped the flight. And I think...
Servan?
Hmm?
Servan? The Randy Bells?
Suwon.
Suwon.
Suwon,
Okay.
yeah, the town of Suwon. And that's Charlie Orr and a kid named Dick Scott, played on the football team, the local football team at Osan. This is K-55. This was the 6929th Radio Squad Mobile. And that's Philip B.J. Kelly from Boston. And one of the girls from and there's
May Kobayashi?
Maya Kobayashi, yeah. This is R&R to Tokyo. And that's the Imperial Palace in Tokyo. That's the Imperial Palace in Tokyo. It's quite a spread. You know, you couldn't go in it, but you could walk around it. There was a big moat around it, and you could walk around it. Back in Korea. This would be the winter of, probably the winter of 58. Winter of 58. Boy, it got cold. A couple of F-86s had gone across. At K-55, Osan, they had a lot of planes there. That's looking from our ops hill down over the base. You can see how it's beautiful. The huts, the houses, the snow covered. It was really quite pretty. In the early morning, the smoke would be rising. Colder than hell, but it was really pretty. Little horseplay. I think that may be Fraser, and I don't know who the...
Is it Jerry Savor?
And there's me giving some gum or candy or something to one of the Korean kids. Those hooded coats were so warm. Boy, you'd put them up over your head and zip them up so your eyes your eyes could be visible, but boy, they kept you warm. The guy in the middle is Bill Simonovich. He was my catcher, and the kid on the right is Mullins. I don't remember the kid on the left, but Bill Simonovich was my catcher. Well, yeah, I was a pitcher, so he came over from K-53 to K-55 as well. There's the village, son of a gun. I'm pretty sure that's K-53. Yeah, I think that's K-53. That'd be Chinchoni Village. Not much. That's the whole town. That's the whole population of the town. Trading in the marketplace. Yeah, there's Buddy German. There's Dave DeRoche and Buddy German, and I don't know who the other black kid was, but he might have been with another outfit. Village huts. When we went out to see the local girls, those are the places we would be in. As a kid, I was a kid on K-53, P.Y. Doe.
So you made a painting?
Yeah, I made a painting out of him and gave it to somebody. Oxen races. The buffaloes, water buffaloes, they were, there's our landing strip. And our picnic grounds and everything else. It's really quite pretty. The island was really quite pretty. I think no, I was going to say that's North Korea, but it's not. It's too close. That was the other end of the U. There comes a C-47 into landing on the beach. We'd get a plane in about once every 2 weeks that would bring mail and new movies. It's we had a lot of beer. There's Vasilan on the ground on the left, and there's Bill Simonovich on the right there in the T-shirt. And it's pretty hard to recognize any of those guys. But, I don't know, just screwing around on the beach. There's Ron Roman. I think it's John Petrucci there in the middle, and Kelly sitting down, and Ron Romanowski. I don't know who's on the right. Yeah, there's Phil B.J. Kelly, Ron Romanowski, and Mullen on the right. That's Mullins. He was a second baseman. That's one of the planes. That's one of those planes is Blue Sky. They would,
ETA.
yeah, they would fly over Korea or fly over China, and we would listen to how long. That's Charlie Kabala at batting, and Simpson is on the left there, and I think Mullins. We played all our games on the beach. That's Bill Simonovich batting, and Lieutenant Ladd is umpiring. I don't know who we were playing. We must have been playing some officers or something. Fred Vassy out in the village. That's me out in the village. Boy, I was in shape then. I was about 160 pounds. Really in shape. There's Fred Vassy with one of the local village beauties.
Miss Kim.
If they couldn't cut it on the mainland, they shipped them out to the island because there were no women on the island. That's when we were leaving to go to a ball tournament. That was Simonovich, Kabala, and Mullen. We went to a all-Korea tournament down at K8, Kunsan. And after being 6 months on the island, we had, we could get milkshakes and, hamburgers and all kind of neat stuff. That was our team there, the K53 PY Do team. I still got my jersey. That's me on the lower right. I was a pitcher, but I still got that uniform upstairs in a drawer someplace. There's Kabala and Simonovich and Mullins. And that's
you?
Watakshi.
That's what?
Watakshi, that's me.
Oh.
I could pitch pretty good back then. I wasn't really good, but they were going back to K53. After we got trounced in the tournament. I think we won one game and lost two, a double elimination. That's back in one of the rice paddies on Pyongyang-do. Wheat field, or rice, I'm not sure, maybe wheat. Barley, I don't know. The smell of kimchi was pervasive on the island. They used manure for fertilizer, and between that and kimchi, it would take the hair right out of your head. The smell was such a pretty island, though. But what a smell! Nice little mountain range. That's up on a hill. You can see the village Chinchoni, the village down there in the base, but we're up on Ops Hill, and that's I think that may have been when the tide was in between the two ends of the island. That's either Chinchoni or Korea when we're flying to K55. I'm not sure. Yep, there's K55. Civilization, paved roads, PXs, food, milkshakes, hamburgers. That's the Ops Hill. You can see the Ops Hill in the back. The radio stations where we listened were always up on the highest point there. You could see it up there in the highest point. And these are just different huts for administration or whatever. Those are the Quonsets that we lived in. One stove in the middle, a pot-bellied stove that was heated by coal or wood or whatever we could find to burn. That was a USAF SS 6929th Radio Squadron Mobile. USAF SS was Secret Service. I think that was the
Dry room.
That was I don't know if it was the orderly room. Might have been the orderly room. I'm not sure. That's on the way up to the hill. We always took buses up to the hill. The BX, Base Exchange. It was real civilization over in Osan. We could buy clothes, could buy all kind of stuff. We hung out a lot in the snack bar. French fries, good French fries, hamburgers, all that kind of good stuff. And the movie theater, we even had a movie theater there. Over on K55, they would fly on a movie every 2 weeks. I remember every night we saw for 2 weeks An Affair to Remember and Jailhouse Rock. I can remember those two. There's the main drag in K55, the library. I think I read about 300 books when I was there. There wasn't a whole hell of a lot to do. We'd on our 8-hour shifts when we were listening to the radio, but we'd also be reading too. That was the headquarters, base headquarters. And the chow hall. That was one of our... They didn't serve bad chow there. Yeah. That was the Airmen's Club. The only fight I ever got in Korea was one night with Schmitty and I and a bunch of our friends. Somebody made a remark about Buddy German, called him an unpleasant black name, and we had a fight started on the bus, spilled out over the bus. Bob Fraser on the left, he was one of ours. That was a friend of Schmitty, and Schmitty is on the right. They were Morse code people, diddy-bops. They weren't linguists. There's a village, Chico Village, outside of the base. Could get fake liquor out there. I remember Seagram's, they spelled it Seagrums. So people were drunk enough they would think it was the other kind of liquor. But you drank it at your peril. This is the way out to my home away from home out here in the village. It's quite a walk. It's about 2 miles, I guess, out there. But, we were young and stupid. Didn't pay any attention. Yeah, pretty country. Excuse me. Just more village life on the way out to my home away from home. Oh, that was closer to the base. Those kind of they were. There's my home away from home. I think the next picture is the kid named Joe. Young kid, there he is, Joe. He was a procurer, and he would hang at the outside the base, and if anybody were coming out for women, he'd say, "Come on, I'm Joe, I'm..." As Bob Askew, me and Candy were out taking a walk, and Bob Askew comes bounding over the hill with his pajamas and his girl. That was Angel. She was my number 2 girl. Candy was number 1, but Candy said if she was out of town, I could sleep with Angel. There was Candy. She was my main girl. A year and a half I was there. Yeah, about a year and a half, I don't know, somewhere around there. Nice girl. Sweet girl. I thought you unplugged that phone.
No, I didn't.
That's me and Candy and Angel. Out in the village. My number 1 and number 2 girls. If you went with another girl and your number 1 girl found out about it, boy, she would be really upset. That was Bob Askew, me, and a couple of guys, I think Rutherford. That was a bus trip we took up to the city of Seoul. First time we ever went to Seoul, and that was the ancient gate. That's the Han River. That's where the Chinese commies, when they crossed the Han, it really started the Korean War, really escalated. That's a statue of Sigmund Rhee. Actually, his name is Lee, but they pronounce it that rolled Rhee, Sigmund Rhee. And that's me and who else? I think it's Jack Bizjack and Vassy in front of one of the gates in front of Seoul. Yeah, there's me. One of the, I don't know what that was. That Palace Gardens or something like that. I don't know. There's Clifton Stanley, biggest blowhard, that's him on the left, and John Petrucci of Cincinnati on the right. Clifton Stanley taught me to play bridge, of all things. There's me and Jack Bizjack. Jack Bizjack, who's now dead, he died of a brain tumor, but he did move to Washington with me. Fred Vassy, he's dead. We used to go up to Seoul whenever we'd get a 3-day pass. We'd go up and have some good food, meet some Korean students, just have a good time. Korean food really was quite good. That was Sigmund Rhee's palace or mansion or government building or something or other. But that's where Sigmund Rhee lived. And there's an old guy, the guy I made the painting of. That's one of the old palaces in Seoul. There were 2 or 3 of them, like imperial palaces back from the old days. Throne room, I think. Korean name for Korea is Hanguk, which means land of the morning calm. Guk is Korean for country, and as I understand it, when they saw Americans, the Korean name for America is Miguk, beautiful country, and of course the Americans thought they were saying Me Guk. That's why they called them Gooks. There was a fire down in the base at K-55 one night. I can't remember what set it or started it. Oh, she was a girl, Miss Pak. I think it's Pak or Kim.
Pak Song-hee?
Pak Song-hee, yeah. She worked at the club. She was so cute. She worked at the Airmen's Club. That was a Christmas party we threw for the Korean orphans and Bob Fraser.